This one is a fun one. I'm excited about it. The new Ultra 100 from Dynafit is a solid shoe that will most likely fly under a lot of trail runners' radars. This shoe is built by a brand renowned for their ski mountaineering and backcountry gear, and whose trail running products are beginning to take hold in the US. You might remember I reviewed the Dynafit Alpine a few months ago and finally got my feet into this, its thicker, more cushioned counterpart, and boy, am I happy I did. The Ultra 100 is a rugged, durable trail runner featuring a thick pad of midsole cushion that absorbs and propels wonderfully, similar to the North Face Endurance. The Ultra 100's precise-fitting upper is covered in welded overlays and features a heel preloader for added fit. The midsole is layered with some dynamite underfoot grip, due in part to the Pomoca outsole. It all comes together in a wonderful package that caters to a large variety of runners looking for a precise fit from front of the pack to the long haulers alike. With well over 120 miles in the Ultra 100, I can confidently say it's my favorite Dynafit shoe yet, and giving some of my more favorite trail shoes a run for their money. But the Ultra 100 is not without its important takeaways that some of you might not enjoy. Let's dive in.
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review. Today, it's a fun shoe. Probably a shoe that many of you have not heard of, but it is from a brand that I've just started recently reviewing. They do a lot of really interesting, fun, Euro-inspired trail running gear that's available in the US. A little bit harder to find, but I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing come out of their camp. And today is no exception. From Dynafit, we're talking about the Ultra 100. That's a big number. You better live up to it. 3 quick notes before we dive into the review. First, GRGR registration is open now. It's going to take place from September 6th through 12th, 7 days of running challenges, all surprise challenges. There's like a handful of t-shirt registrations left. Please go to rungrgr.com to find out more information. Run Tiger Claw registration is open as well. That's our in-person, brutally difficult 25-miler, 8,000 feet of vert, choose your own adventure race that's taking place here in Issaquah, Washington. Registration for that is also open at runtigerclaw.com. And finally, as with all of my reviews, I have to point out that these shoes were provided by Dynafit for review. I'm under no obligation to say anything positive or negative about the shoe. I'm not financially compensated for this review, and no one has to approve this review before I post it. You are the first ones that get to see it. Besides Gus. But he approved. All that being said, let's dive into this review. I like to talk about the things I like and dislike about a product. Today is no different. The things I like about the Ultra 100. Midsole. The midsole in the Ultra 100 is super fun. It's not only soft and cushioned where it needs to be, but it does have some really good resilience, responsiveness. Those of you who like a fair amount of ground feel and a more responsive midsole underfoot, you're going to like it. Those of you who do enjoy a bit more cushioning and protection underfoot from those sharp edges, rocks, and all sorts of technical terrain, you're also going to like the protection and the added comfort from the midsole. They found this really nice balance. It's actually extremely reminiscent of the North Face Vective series, specifically the Endurance. I think this midsole is super fun. I think it does exactly what it is designed to do without being too harsh of a ride or too soft and plush of a ride. Where the Dynafit Alpine failed, I'd say the Ultra 100 sort of picks up and runs with it. I really am enjoying the midsole. The shoe is super comfortable and gets more comfortable as you break it in. That's sort of what I've noticed in the last 40, 50 miles or so. The shoe is just, it's opening up a lot more, and I really enjoy that. Grip. So this is a big one with this shoe. You'll notice this little logo here along the heel. That is the logo of Pomoca, which is the brand that created and designed this outsole grip, and this rubber. They're a brand that's really well known in the ski mountaineering community. My skins on my skis are made by Pomoca. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but I love them. And this outsole is really good. Not only is it durable, not only are these lugs holding up really well, but it gets super grippy, both in wet and dry conditions. I think these small lugs are really nice. They're not intrusive. You can run a little bit of road, that kind of gravel transition surface. And then when you get into the technical terrain, they hold up really well. And it just does a really great job for a shoe that is meant to go the distance on longer runs. I'm a huge fan of Pomoca as a brand, what they're creating, how their focus is on grip, no matter what the sport might be. But here, the outsole does a great job. Nice. And finally, durability. So this is something I did notice in the Alpine. I just wasn't able to run as long in that shoe because it didn't have enough underfoot for me. Here in the Ultra 100, you've got enough midsole, you've got enough grip, so you can go the distance. So I put a lot of big heavy miles on this shoe, and I'm happy to say that it's holding up incredibly well. It's very durable and it's very protective. The upper is made of a very durable mesh material, lots of welded overlays. You've got this coverage over the laces as well. The materials they're using are holding up incredibly well, and I do see this lasting hundreds of miles. Durability is not a problem. And for a shoe that's designed to work well in ultra marathons, to go the distance, that's a very good thing. So durability, not a concern. That being said, it's not all Jolly Ranchers and kick turns. There are a couple of things that I dislike about the Dynafit Ultra 100. Let's get to those now. Starting with fit. And this has been my biggest gripe with the shoe since day one. It's just not going to work with every foot type. It's not going to work for every person. I get that not all shoes do. In this case, the shoe is certainly going to cater more towards those who prefer a precision fit. And make big note, you're going to have to size up. So I normally wear a size 11. This is a size 12. I would actually think now, after running in it for 100, 120 miles, I would actually prefer a size 12 and a half. So consider sizing up a size and a half in this shoe, which is crazy to say. Then when you're talking about the precision fit, I'm talking specifically through the forefoot, primarily on the lateral side of the actual shoe. Not only do my toes get crunched up across the vamp into the forefoot of the shoe, on any runs 15, 20 miles or so, the shoe's fit becomes an issue. Again, I kind of wish I'd sized up another half size. Kind of going hand in hand with fit is my next dislike, and that's laces. You're really limited in how you can get the shoe tied down purely because of this cover over the top of the laces. I get it. They're trying to protect your foot from rocks and debris getting into the shoe. It's funny because it's not really a problem that I have in any other shoe that doesn't have this. I think it looks cool. I just don't know if it serves the purpose that they intend, other than keeping the shoe super hot. So unfortunately, the laces, you can't get a super solid tie down, and you don't have that extra hole up top to get a good lockdown across the heel. I think they use this preloader as a reason and a design choice to get that heel locked down. But I'm finding myself having to adjust the shoes from time to time. I wish it had the extra lace hole up top. I wish I had better access to the laces down along the vamp. Those two dislikes are pretty significant. I'm still enjoying this shoe. So that's an important caveat that I want to make note of. Now moving into the breakdown, where I talk about 5 different criteria: build quality, comfort, fit, price, and looks. Starting with build quality. So the Ultra 100, as I mentioned, very durable. I think the materials that they're using are super high quality. The Pomoca outsole, fantastic. So the shoe's going to hold up quite well. I think the build quality is great, top notch. It's what we've come to expect from Dynafit, being such a great ski mountaineering brand. They're doing a lot of really good things in the trail space, certainly worth your attention. Comfort, I think this midsole is a star. I think it does a great job of giving you that resilience, that responsiveness, while also maintaining comfort and cushion underfoot. It feels so good on longer runs. So it doesn't let you get super sloppy, but it also continues to keep you activated and paying attention, and it does protect you underfoot. So yeah, comfort-wise, I think it's pretty good, except for fit. I'm going to mention that the fit does cause some comfort issues here, especially along the lateral side of the toe box. As I mentioned, your toes begin to kind of get squished together. Could be a sizing issue, could be the narrowness of the toe box. But then you got the lacing system. You got to make sure you got that tied down really good. You got a good ankle lock, everything before you really take off onto those long runs. It just sucks to have to adjust things on the fly. So fit is where this shoe's biggest weakness is, and make sure you size up size and a half. Just crazy to say. Price at $139. It is lower than a lot of shoes that are out there. It is higher than a lot of shoes that are out there. I'd say it's a decent sweet spot for a boutique brand and a shoe that you will certainly get hundreds of miles out of, so long as you are able to get your foot in and in comfortably. You find the right size, the right fit, all that good stuff. So the price, I'm not opposed to $139. There are some shoes that are just so similar that might be $10, $20 cheaper. Certainly something to be looking at. I'm still having a ton of fun in this shoe. I do really like it. And finally, looks. I think it's a good looking shoe. I've actually had a number of comments from people saying, like, what is that? I think it's modern. I think it's clean, just the black and white. I do think that their other color versions are also really exciting. I've been a fan of Dynafit. I think that their design department does a really good job of making their stuff look flashy and cool. I'd say this is the more subdued version, all black with a little bit of white accent. So that to me sort of says something. I think it's clean. I think it's modern. Yeah, looks wise, I'm into it. I could get there. Bringing us to our conclusion. So I have to say that the Ultra 100 is a solid performer for all sorts of distances. Short, long, speed, slow. It'll work in a race environment where you're trying to pick up the pace and score a PR, but it'll also work quite well over rugged terrain or distance and miles is the name of the game. Where the shoe truly fails is in its ability to fit a variety of foot shapes. It's going to cater to those who want that precise fit. It's going to work for those who don't mind having to size up a size and a half. The shoe seems to be designed for precision versus general fit. Those who run in Solomon shoes, or those who run in the North Face Flight Vective, for example, you're going to feel right at home in the Dynafit Ultra 100. It's not going to feel too far off from how those shoes fit normally. Just expect to play around with sizes because they're all over the place. Bringing us to our final criteria. Is the Dynafit Ultra 100 a buy, try, or a why? Solid try, borderline buy. Again, you're gonna wanna get your foot into these, and that's gonna be difficult to do just as far as sourcing them. There's a few retailers where you can actually get these shoes. So that's why I say try, because if you can try them, I think it's worth doing. I think they're a really fun shoe. I'm going to get hundreds of miles out of them. I have every intention of holding on to this pair of shoes. I plan on continuing to rotate them in and out. I'm having a blast. I did a nice long run today in them, and they certainly performed. It's just my damn pinky toe really hates the narrowness of the forefoot. It's not the first time I've had that issue with shoes. Regardless, my question now turns to you. Have you run in any Dynafit shoes, specifically the Ultra 100? If you have, let us know in the comments what you think of the shoe. Again, it's going to be kind of a sleeper shoe. Many of you haven't even heard of the brand, or maybe you haven't heard of this model, but it certainly should make an appearance on your radar if you're looking for something new, looking for something fun. But that, my friends, is it for today's review. If you'd like any more information about this shoe, or you'd like to get a pair for yourself, I did include a link in the description. You can go check those shoes out. But that's it. I really appreciate you all tuning into the reviews on this channel, the films on this channel, everything like that. There's social media links and stuff like that where you can participate in a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Please join us over at patreon.com/thegingerrunner. You can join the GR crew. We have an active Discord server, a book club, trivia nights. We have so much stuff happening every single week, from GR to Tiger Claw and beyond. We would love to have you be a part of the crew. Join us over there. Get inspired. Be inspiring. All that good stuff. So thanks, everyone. We appreciate you watching. Thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you next week for more fun. Get out there, train hard, race harder, and part of the hardest. I know I am. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.